The Biden administration sets ambitious auto emissions goals, aiming to slash carbon emissions by billions of tons. Will electric vehicles dominate the roads by 2032? We'll get insights from an automotive expert. And new rules for auto emission standards unveiled by the Biden administration yesterday. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, the aggressive plan would avoid more than 7 billion tons of carbon emissions over the next 30 years. The EPA believes the auto industry can meet the goal limits if more than half of new vehicle sales are electric by 2032. So what is the future of the auto industry? Joining us now is an automotive expert from Car Coach Reports, Lauren Fix. Lauren, great to speak with you. How is this going to affect the auto industry, do you think?
Oh, it's going to affect them, and it's going to affect everybody. So the cost of vehicles are going to get more expensive. As of right now, the average loss on every single electric vehicle is between $6,000 and $40,000 loss on every electric vehicle that's being sold. So car manufacturers are not making a profit. They can try to offset it on other things, but even Tesla doesn't make money on the sale of their vehicles. They make it by selling the carbon credits to companies that can't meet the carbon emission standards. And this is going to be a problem because as you add more things into the cost of a vehicle, including kill switches, which was part of the Infrastructure Act, more safety standards, more emissions, and higher regulations, that means the cost of vehicles are going to get really expensive, which also means your insurance rates are going to go up with it.
And you're talking all types of cars, electric and non-electric, is that correct?
Everything is going to get more expensive because if you're taking a loss on one vehicle, you have to offset that by increasing the profit margin on the other vehicles to try to offset the difference. That's why someone, for example, like Ford, they take a loss on every F-150 Lightning, but they've increased the price of their regular F-150, whether it be gasoline, diesel, or hybrid. This is the problem. And so they have to make money in order to obviously stay in business, but also pay their employees, create new products, and continue to promote the products that they have. And that all comes down to you paying a higher price.
And looking now at the infrastructure that has also come under the microscope since this effort to increase the EVs, could the current infrastructure, do you think, support the charging needs of all the electric cars, of some of them which will be all electric, especially
There's
if
no
more...
way.
No. Okay.
No, I know there's no way. We've already been down this road. We've already learned that the infrastructure cannot support what we have. We'd have to update the whole infrastructure. In order to do the whole country, it would take decades. We're not even close to that. And the money that's been set aside in order to build charging stations, billions of dollars, I believe it was $8 billion in the last bill that was passed. They've only built one charging station. So where is the money going? Well, there's a lot of regulations and a lot of rules that make it extremely difficult for anyone who wants to invest in putting up charging stations to make that pass. So this is a big problem. If we have more regulations, we have more money being poured into it, it doesn't make sense. To give you an example, when cell phones were built, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, they all put up towers, and then they made an agreement amongst themselves that you could use all the different towers. Well, in the case of charging stations, they're not letting the free market reign. What they're doing is the government's going to control all these charging stations, and we know they can't even handle Amtrak and the post office, and the result of it is they're not having great success with this, just like anything else that they control.
Yeah, and so considering all of these challenges heading into this new area, we really don't know how this will pan out. But for people who are looking ahead and wanting to prepare, what do you recommend?
Well, we do know there's an election coming up. And so depending upon who the next president is, and that's very hard to predict, if it's President Trump, then he's going to remove all these mandates and let you make the choice whether you want gas or hybrid or plug-in hybrid or electric. Those choices should be available. If President Biden gets reelected, well, you know, he's going to put the foot down on the gas pedal, the electric gas pedal, and they're going to really make it painful for everyone who owns a gasoline-powered vehicle by increasing the taxes, adding by-the-mile charges, and making gasoline way more expensive. Right now, they've been dumping the strategic oil preserves, lowering the price of fuel. That will only last so long because those preserves have not been refilled. And if we have a problem of any type, whether it be weather or otherwise, we're not going to have fuel when we really truly need it. And electricity, that can't be relied on either because, again, you're relying on wind and solar, which is their plan. And that's going to lead to a lot of issues because it can only support 18% of our needs. Nuclear power would be a great solution. I know that Europe's looking at that, and you're going to be discussing that next. But this is really important to note that if we are not being proactive and putting up some form of getting power, there's not going to be enough forget about the electric cars, for us in general.
Yeah, much to think about there, and I'm sure some plans to be made. Thank you so much. Lauren Fix, automotive expert from Car Coach, reports.
Have you ever thought, why in the world is my wireless bill so darn high? What are we paying all this money for? Speed, coverage, data, access to 5G, unlimited talk and text, mobile hotspots? We are partnering with Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile offers all of these features for as low as $15 per month. They're reimagining the wireless shopping experience and made it easy and online. No stores, no salespeople, just huge direct-to-use savings. Why should you pay more when you have access to premium wireless? Mint Mobile runs on the nation's largest 5G network. Whether you use your phone to watch YouTube, listen to podcasts, or play games, you get the same speed and performance as the big guys while connecting to Mint's network. How hard is it to switch your service? Big Wireless wants you to think it's hard, but switching to Mint is super easy. Thanks to digital eSIM cards, which most phones now have, you can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your home. And if your phone doesn't have an eSIM, Mint will ship you a new SIM card for free. Just go to trymintmobile.com/LaurenFix, also linked in the description down below, to get premium wireless for $15 a month.